Hello, welcome to training part 4, Introduction to Elasticsearch in SIEMonster. At the time of this recording, we're currently using Elasticsearch version 7.9.1. So this is a pretty big topic to cover. However, this video is just going to touch on the basics just to get you started. So from here, let's just dive right in. We'll go to Dashboards. And from here you have two options. You can click on Discover, or we can open up the hamburger menu on the side and click on Discover. So here's our Elasticsearch dashboard. This is where you'll find all of your ingested data from your logs. Here you can search by your index patterns. As you can see, we have Wazoo alerts, monitoring, and statistics currently set up. So each index pattern has their own data attributes. And as you can see, when we click on the drop down, it opens up all of our data attributes. And from here, we can use these little icons on the side to filter on values, or we can add columns to get a better visual representation while we're searching through all this data. So if you want to add a column to this to make it more visually appealing, just click on the column icon, and as you can see, we have a new column. You can see all the data. Just easier, more pleasing to search through. To remove the column, just click on the X. And we can close this. And we can run a search. Say, for example, we want to search on or filter for rule descriptions. We'll come down here to rule description. And we can filter for value. And here's our filter. Now something else we can do is we could actually save this. And we'll just call this demo rule description. And you can call this whatever you'd like. There's no character limit. You can make it as long as you'd like as well. And we'll save this search. And now what we can do is add a nice little visualization to our dashboard. So come back to here, click on the icon, and we come over to our dashboard. And we can create new dashboard. And here are all of our visualization options. There's quite a few. We'll just start with a nice pie chart. Choose our save search. So here you can see this is the index count. So what you start off with here, we can drill down further. So it starts off with the count. And what we'll do is add a bucket. And then we'll split slices. Choose terms. And as you can see, we don't have very many hits for this particular data attribute, so we don't have very many coming back at this point. But that's the basics to creating a visualization. And we can save this. And you can click this toggle if you want to just add it to your dashboard. We'll save and return. This should take us right back to the dashboard. And here we go. It's our first visualization on our new dashboard. And there we go. Here's our new dashboard all set up. So let's go back to our Elasticsearch dashboard for a moment. We'll open up a drop down. So as you can see, all of our data attributes look like they're running without any issues. What you'll find on occasion is you'll see, if you see a yellow triangle over here off to the side next to an attribute, that just means that that particular field isn't mapped yet in that particular index. So in that case, what you would do is you would come over here, open up the drop down, go to Stack Management, click on Index Patterns, and select a particular pattern. So in this case, let's just select Wazoo Alerts. That's our default. And what we would do is just hit refresh. And refresh. And that would remap all the fields that are currently not being mapped. All the existing fields would remain the same, and it would just pull in all the new fields and map them correctly. So if we want to create a new index pattern, let's go back to Index Patterns, Create Index Pattern. And we have all these options available here, all these indexes. So for example, I'll use Security Audit Log. And as you can see in the example here, index name, just replicate that with the index you like. So in this case, we already run Security Audit Log, so I'll just create a new index pattern with this. And I'm going to use timestamp. And there you go. So these are now all the fields that are mapped with this particular index. And we can come back over to our dashboard, or our Elasticsearch dashboard. And here we can change our index pattern. So there's our new index pattern. And here you go. Here's all of our data. So now let's run a couple of quick health checks. A couple of options we have. We can come over here, open up the hamburger menu again, and come down to Management, and you'll see the Dev Tools. So let's click on Dev Tools. And again, this can be a pretty big topic in itself. There are many things you can do here, and it can be quite destructive. So please be careful when you're in this particular section. So from here, we have many options, as you can see. I already have some set up that we can run through quickly. If you want to check the status of your Elasticsearch disk space, here we have cat allocation, and we can make it pretty. You don't necessarily need this on the end here, but it just gives it a nice little visual appeal to it. So we just click on the play button here, and here we go. We can see our disk space on the particular node. So we're using 8% so far. Looks pretty good. If you want to see the average size of your indexes, you can sort by indices, and you can change this to the index name that you want to sort. So in this case, we'll check Wazoo Alerts. And here we can just see the average size of the index. And this kind of gives us a judge. We can judge how much or how quickly over time this will take up space on our Elasticsearch disk. So as you can see, these particular indexes aren't very big. So this should run quite a while. We can check the health of the cluster. We can see the status is green, looks pretty good. We can see our shards. And we want to pay attention to the shard count, which helps us gauge the performance. And that's pretty much it for the basics. I don't want to go too much further. Just wanted to touch on some basics today, just to get you started. And that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, this is a pretty big topic. There's much to cover, but I just wanted to cover some of the basics, some of the very high level, quick intro to get you started in this area. Again, we touched on index patterns, data attributes, creating dashboards and visualizations, and yeah, I would also advise checking the Elasticsearch website for further in-depth training if you wanted to go even further in depth. Again, it's such a big topic. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you in the next video.